Not a whole lot different from how I felt yesterday from the game. Again, just a opportunity to go toe to toe for 3 quarters, and got to find a way to finish the game better in all 3 phases. I think at the end of the day, to put ourselves in position to win. But a lot of good things to coach off of, to work off of. Got a really good Indianapolis team coming in here, a divisional game at home. So got to get our attention focused on them real quick and get the things fixed. We got to get fixed this week and keep pushing forward. So I'll let you guys go ahead. It's certainly a fine line, but those are the plays that make him special. That's what makes him unique. That's what made him a number 1 overall pick is the ability to make those types of plays. Really, it was smart on his part. It's 3rd and 9 from the 9. That's like a major green light to extend the play, because even if you take a 6-7 yard sack, the field goal is in your pocket. You know what I mean? It's a situational awareness thing, and that's where the good quarterbacks in this league buy time. If they know it's 3rd down, they're inside the 10-yard line. It's like it's street ball, baby. Like that's when it happens, and that was an unbelievable throw and catch, and really the reaction by Elic was the one that was the most impressive part of the play, other than the throw. But yeah, that's like the old Mike Holmgren, Brett Favre clip where, they got the old clip on where he's, no, okay, that's good, that's a good play. Like that's what it feels like sometimes, and you don't want to take that away from him, because those are the plays that he's capable of making. Yeah, he sees the field really, really well. That part has been really encouraging. I think we had 1 or 2 missed opportunities that you can't miss in a game like that. That we had a chance to generate something explosive potentially. I thought that he was better with his footwork and with his progressions this week than he was the week before. I think he gets better every time he walks on the field, and that's really good to see. The biggest thing for him is the ball security portion. It's just trying to keep 2 hands on the ball, moving through the pocket. That's a thing that all young quarterbacks got to get used to. There's arms and bodies and people all raking at that ball at a really high rate, and we got to do a better job securing it in the pocket. But there was a lot of really great things from Cam. Some of the throws, the location, some of those balls to Elic down the sideline. There was some really, really good stuff from the game that I'm incredibly encouraged by. And again, you stack another week of practice and another game, and you like to see it continue to get better. And I think we will. Our urgency is high to get a win. That hasn't changed. It's been a high for 2 weeks now. I mean, it's not for lack of urgency or lack of intent. Certainly would love to get a win so that our players can feel that feeling, and we can get ourselves in the right track. Those are things that we're all working hard towards. I don't, it's just one of those things that when you've lost the amount of games that we have over the time that we've done it, you're searching for that feeling and searching for that performance that allows you to go win a game. And thus far through 2 games, a lot of good things, but ultimately not enough to win them. And we got to find a way to go win a game at the end of the day. And that's always going to be our goal, and our urgency is incredibly high to go do that. Well, I think first and foremost, we've had some drops. I think we can all agree with that. That affects it a pretty good amount. And then we've had a couple of potential, aggressive plays that he saw well and put the ball in the air, and we got to go make those plays. And then, he's it's not perfection. I mean, he's missed some throws too that we like to have. So, but I think in totality, where he's at and what he's done is something that I'm very encouraged by. I'm excited by, and I think, for a young player in his first 2 starts against 2 really good defenses, I think there's some really good stuff to take away. The end result is the controlling the controllable ones. You're going to get called for holding. Defensive players are going to get called for defensive pass interference. That's just the way some of it's subjective. It depends on the crew, all that stuff. Those are the ones you don't necessarily have control of. But the ones that you do, the pre-snap and post-snap, alignment, those types of things, you can we jumped off sides 3 times yesterday, and those are 5-yard penalties. And on 1st and 10, now it's 1st and 15, and now it's 2nd and 10, and now it's 3rd and 8. Those are the rhythms you're trying to break. And ultimately, are penalties predictive of wins and losses? Are they predictive for playoff teams? It's a little bit looser in the penalty thing than it is per se like the turnovers, right? Turnovers are incredibly predictive. That's good teams turn the ball over, they make the playoffs. If you don't take care of it, you don't win games. Like that's tried and true NFL formula for every team in the league. The penalty part is a little bit more variant. There's not as many concrete things that you could say if you less penalties equals more wins. That's not necessarily the case, but there is a brand of football that you try to play where you're not beating yourself, and that's happened for us a few times as we're trying not to put ourselves in position to lose games. We're trying to win them, and so you have to start there by taking care of the things that don't get you beat. And I think ultimately that's where the emphasis started, and what we landed on is that's how you have to improve your football team, is taking care of the things you can control, because there's a lot of things you can't, but the things that we can, we got to do a better job of controlling. That's a layered question. There's a lot you can probably go, a lot of directions you can take that. I do think we've been in both the games, with time late in the third, early in the fourth, like every good game in the NFL is. They're all within a score as you approach the fourth quarter, most of them, and there's a lot of things that go into it. It's hard to necessarily pin it all down on one particular thing, but we haven't played well enough in the fourth quarter, and have to find a way to continue to play a little bit better, a little bit longer than we have at the moment. And that comes in, there's coaching involved in that, there's execution involved in that. Those things all have to find a way to improve, and haven't done it yet, and we have to find a way to do it.
Do you think the idea of in-game adjustments or the criticism of you guys' inability to do that is fair or overblown?
I mean, I think I've kind of jumped down this road before with what that looks like. I mean, those adjustments are ongoing. It's constant. Very rarely. I mean, halftime feels like it's about 5 minutes long by the time you get in there and make any adjustments that you haven't made yet. Really, we're adjusting in between every series. We're going through the looks that we got the series before, what the next calls are that are coming up, where we want to head, what direction, how they're playing us, how do we counteract it. Those things are sort of ongoing conversations. I've always been a huge believer in this halftime thing. It's very much overblown in terms of what you can accomplish in that short amount of time that you don't already accomplish in the conversations in between series. I mean, that's really where the adjustments happen, is in between series. They're a lot more immediate than waiting for halftime to make an adjustment, I think. So anytime you don't perform in those moments, though, you're open for criticism, and I understand that. So, but I would say that it's not necessarily a halftime adjustment thing. It's that's constantly happening throughout the course of the game. Yeah, I think probably based on what I assume, some of the things that get labeled as screens are what we call run solutions. Those are some of the bubbles and things in the perimeter that you have to have when you're running the ball, like in 11 personnel. You have to have some things to manage pressure and extra players and stuff like that. They become a lot harder now than they used to be because of the offensive pass interference rules. And what ends up happening with some of those bubbles is the receivers can't go contact. They can't go get on the DB first, and it's really sort of changed how the production of those things. They have to wait to go put hands on, and then those DBs go running right through their face, and they're on their heels. They're plays that I think we got to do a little bit better job of in terms of when and where we throw them, and when and where we ask those guys to do that, because they're harder now than maybe they've ever been to execute with an offensive advantage because of that OPI contact rule. But a lot of those things, when you're talking about screens, I think that's what gets brought up is those plays. Our actual screen game has been okay. It hasn't been great, but those are also great tools to help your line and help your ability to slow down the pass rush. And so we like to get some more improvement from those things. And again, for the average person, a bubble and a run solution looks very similar to a screen. I understand that, but I think we can get more out of that screen game, certainly from an execution standpoint.
All right.